So shall we start the class? So in previous classes we have discussed about subqueries and any and all operators. So today I am going to explain about join. So this is the very important topic. And why we are using joins, what are the joins, and how can we create the joins, and how can we join the two tables. So here I am explaining. So why we are using the joins? So SQL joins are very essential for combining the data from multiple tables in a relational database. So what are the purpose of the joins? To retrieve the data from two or more tables in a single query. So if we have two or more tables, so we can write in a single query to get the results. So we can also reduce the normalization. We can also reduce the redundancy in a table by using the joins. So already we have discussed in the first class normalization and redundancy, right? So normalization minimizes the anomalies, means what are the anomalies? Deletion and updations. So these are all the actions also called as anomalies. So we can reduce that anomalies by using the normalization, and also we can use in joins. So here we have 6 types of joins: so inner join and left join, right join, full join, and self join, cross join. So first one is inner join. Why we are using inner join? So inner join is used to join two tables. So we need two tables to join. Um, so matching values from the both tables. It will return the results. It will returns the results of matching values from the both tables. So here we have syntax: select column names from table 1 and inner join. So and table 2 on. So this, so table 1 column name and equals to table 2 column name. So here we have example. So select student ID from the student table, and student dot student name means student name from the student table. So teacher dot teacher ID. So teacher ID from the teacher table. This is the table name, and this is the column name from the table. So teacher dot T name. So T name means column. So column in the teacher table from student. So inner join. So we have to join the two tables. So let me create two tables. So to join, you have to use the two tables. We need two tables. So our class name is, or our database name is class database, right? Use, and I'm using the class. So next, what is that? So to join anything, you have to, we need two tables. So you have to create the two tables to join. So create table, what is that table name? You can give any name, and I will take teacher 1. So I will take teacher 1 as table name. So what are the attributes for teacher? So teacher ID, and I will take teacher ID, and what is the data type? Varchar. I will give the length 30. And next, what is the, so teacher name, T name, I will give T name. Sorry, this is the ID int. You have to use the int data type. No need to give the length for int data type. And teacher name means, so varchar, I will give the length. Next, what is that? So what teacher doing? So she is teaching some subjects, right? So I will give the teacher subject column. So subject, it is in the form of characters, right? So I will take varchar data type. Varchar, I will give a 30 length. You can give any length. So just execute the query. So here we have 0 errors, and one more table, we need one more table. So I'm creating student table. So create table, what is that? Student. So I will give student 1. So what are the attributes? So student ID and student name. So next, what is that? Student, suppose student marks. I will take student marks column. So next, what is that? Integer data type. I'm using integer data type. Next, I'm creating the teacher ID in the student table. Use the redundancy. To reduce the redundancy in a table, we need to create teacher ID in the student table. So let me execute the query. So here student 1 already exists, means I will take student 2. Student 2 also so in previous classes we have created that. So I will take only student. So here we have 0 errors. So we are created 2 tables, right? So we have to insert the values. So what are the commands? Insert into table. Insert into table name. What is that? Teacher. I'm inserting the values into the teacher table. So TACHER, teacher. So what are the columns? TID and T name and T subject. So these are all the column names. So next, what we have to do? We have to insert the values. So what are the values? So I'm taking 1 and so I will give name, and what are the subject? I will take mathematics. So mathematics. So to join any two, so we need 2 tables. Next, what taking ID 2. So name I will give. So you have to enclose the characters. You have to enclose the sequence of characters within a single quotes, because SQL server will check that. So next, what is the subject name? I will give. I will give Telugu. Next, what is that? C and record 3. I will give name. So I'm giving something name. So next, what is that? So subject. So I will give value social. So here we have 3 records. So I'm inserting one more record. Next, what is that? I'm giving Hindi. So these are all the values insert. We are inserting into the teacher 1 table. So here we have 0 errors. Let me check that. Let me retrieve that. So select star from star means it will return all the columns. Check one. So here we have table. We have created table and we have inserted table. So and one more table student. We have to insert values into the student table also. So what is that? So what is student? What are the columns? Student ID and the student name and student marks. So teacher ID. So these are all the column names. We have to insert the values into that columns. Just we have to give the values keyword, and I will take 101 and student name. I will take something name and marks. Suppose I will give 56 marks. So teacher ID. So teacher ID is 1. So no need to give single quotes to the numbers. So because the arithmetic operations directly, SQL performs directly on the numbers. We no need to give the single quotes to the numbers. So what is that next? Next 102. I'm giving marks. So I will give 35 marks and student ID. 2. Next, what is that? I'm inserting third 103 record. So third record. So I will take different IDs. So you can see the difference while using the joins. Next, what is the name? So I will give any name. Next, what is the marks? So I'm taking 84 marks and next teacher ID. So to reduce the redundancy, I am creating I have created teacher ID. So no need to create teacher ID, but it is very useful to create that. So next, what is that? Giving the name. So 95 marks and fourth record. So these are all the values. Just execute the query. So here we have 0 errors. So what we have to do? First, what is the join? Inner join. So why we are using? So inner join command is used to join two tables that returns only matching values from the both tables. So and also I'm inserting one more value. So you can see the difference. So student, what is that? I will take the so here I'm entering one more values. I will give. So marks I will give and fifth record. So next I'm entering one more record. Next, what is that? So I'm inserting two more values into the table. So here one error. So what is that? So here we have a given semicolon. Just remove that. So 0 errors. So execute the query. So you can also use shortcuts F9 function 9. So here we have two tables, teacher and student. So what are the purpose of inner join? So inner join command is used to join two tables that returns the matching values. Here we have syntax: select column names from table 1 and inner join table 2 on table 1. So I have matched two columns signed. So two columns from teacher and student. So let me check one example. How it will join two tables. So what is that? Select start from so teacher 1, and what is that? What we have to use inner join. So based on the requirement, you have to use join. Which join you want to use? Just you have to use that join. So select start from teacher 1 and inner join. Next, what is that? Table 2. So student on. So I'm matching teacher 1 dot teacher ID equals to student dot teacher ID. So we have created that IDs, right? Just select the query and execute. So here we have tables, teacher name and key name, subject. So here you can see that matching values are returned. Table 1, teacher 1 table has only 4 values. So student table has 6 values. So it will return only matching values. From the table teacher 1, it will return 4 values. And from the student 2 table, it has only written 1 not 4 up to 4 records. So it will return only matching records from both tables. So in this way, you have to use the inner join. So here we have displayed all the values from both tables. We have written all the values. So if you want to display selected values, just you have to select from both tables. I want to display I want to return the values from teacher dot. So you have to dot teacher ID. So from teacher table, I want to return the teacher ID column. So next, what is that? So next, I want to delete. Sorry, I want to display teacher dot. So this is the teacher, not teacher, teacher 1 table name. So you have to check while executing the query. So teacher name and so from teacher table, I have written, I want to return only teacher ID, teacher name. Next, what is the table? So student. I want to return only student dot student ID, student dot student name. from, what is the table name? Table 1. So teacher 1. So what is that? Inner join. So inner join student. So next, what is that? I want to match with teacher 1 dot teacher ID. So student dot teacher ID. So here we have it. The table has displayed only whatever you have selected in the query. So it will display only that columns. So teacher ID, teacher name, and student ID, student name. Here we have selected that teacher ID from teacher table, and teacher name from teacher 1 table, and student ID from student table, and student name from student table. So whatever you have selected in the query, just it has displayed only that values. So if you want to display, if you want to return all the columns from the tables, you need to use star, select star from teacher 1. So in this way, you have to use the inner join. Next, what is that? What is the next? Left join. So how can we use the left join? So select star from left join. What is that? Left join. Teacher 1 and left. So what is the purpose of the left join? So left join returns all the records from the left table and matching records from the right table. So left join student on. So I'm matching teacher 1 dot TID. So equals to student dot TID. So here left join, it will return record the left table and from the right table matching records. So just execute the query. So here you can see that so it will display all the records from the left table and only matching records. So we have 6 records in the student table, right? So it will display only matching records from the right table, from the table 2. So it will return the records from the left table, total records it will return from the left table and matching records from the right table. So this is the left join. So right join means right join returns all the records from the right table and returns only matching records from the left table. So let me check once. Select star from teacher 1 and what is that? Right join. So right join student on. So teacher 1 dot TID. So equals to student dot TID. So it will return records from the right table and only it will return matching records from the left table. So here we have only 4 records, right? So second table has 6 records. So it will return all the records from the table 2, right table. So this is the left table So here the remaining values are the null values. By default, it will take the null values. So in this way, you have to use the right join. So what is the next one? Full join. So full outer join returns all the records when there is a match either in the left or right table records. So if we have matching record, then it will display. Otherwise, it will not display. Just let me check one example. So we have to use the union operator to get the full outer join. So select star from teacher one and left join student on teacher one dot t name student dot tid. Next, what is that? You have to union operator to return full join. So in previous classes, we have discussed that union operator. So union select start from. So just this one. Sorry. So this is the join, right? So I'm using the union operator to get the full join results. So here only matching records will display. So these are the 4 records first. So all the six records. So next, what is the join? Self join. So what is why we are using self join? So you want to join table itself, you have to use the self join. So no need to use 2 tables. We can use the single table to join itself. So select what is the syntax? Select column names from table 1 as T1 and I am giving alias names. So table 2 as T2. So T1 column name equals to T2 dot column name. So example. So no need to take 2 tables. So select what is that? Start from. So self join. The table joins itself. Next, what is that? Student. So here giving the alias names as T1. Next, student as. So I'm taking the teacher table, not student. So teacher 1 as T2. So I'm matching the IDs. So student 1 dot student ID equals to student 2 dot student ID. So here T1 dot TID. So equals to T2 dot TID. So here the table join itself. So we have 4 records. Teacher table has 4 records and it joins itself. The teacher table has joined itself and it will display same values from the left table. So see, you can see that this table. So teacher ID, teacher name, subject, and teacher ID, teacher name, subject. So it has joined itself. So in this way, you have to use the self join. So cross join. Next, what is that? Cross join. Cross join is used to return all the records from two tables. So what is the syntax? Select column names from table 1 and you have to give the name cross join and table 2 where condition. So if you don't want to where condition, you have to use the on and you have to match the IDs. So in this like in a so next what is that? Self join. Sorry, not self join, it is the cross join. Cross join means it return all the records from two tables. So select star from teacher 1 and what is that? Cross join. Cross join. Next what is that? So here I am selecting the columns from tables, but I want to display all the columns. Cross join student. So here I'm using on teacher dot teacher ID equals to student dot teacher ID. So just execute the query. So teacher dot so here I am giving the wrong name. So let's execute the query. What will happen? And one more teacher 1. So you have to give the teacher 1. So our table name teacher 1. Just execute the query. So here all the records returns from two tables. So next what is that? So next and one more I'm using the where condition. What we just see what will happen. Next what is that? Cross join student and where student dot teacher dot teacher ID equals to student dot student ID. Just execute that query. Student dot we have to match with teacher ID. So teacher 1. So you have to give the teacher 1. So in previous we are using on class. So here I am using where condition. So it will display all the matching records. So next what is the next concept? Subtables. So what is the subtable? So what is the nested query? Sorry, subquery. So query inside the another query is called subquery. So what is the subtable? So the table is inside the another table. So that is called subtable. So in SQL, subtable is also known as nested tables, and the subtable allows you to group related information together within a larger table. So in previous class, we have discussed that and just the student in the college, he has registered with the unique ID. Then So he went to the college to get the certificates semester wise. So the action will happen multiple times. In that way, you have to use the foreign key. So the subtable concept of the in the SQL does not exist directly because we have to use the subqueries or temporary tables. So we need to create the temporary tables or temporary subqueries. So here the multiple tables. Here I'm so for example, product and order products. So here I am creating. I have created 3 tables. So product table has product ID and name, price. So order table has order ID and order date. So order in products acts as a bridge table to relate products to orders. So it includes the columns for order ID and product ID and the quantity of each product. So the action will, when the action will happen multiple times, we need to create the foreign keys. Suppose here products and order, we can order the product in many times. So the product has registered with the unique ID and we can order that product many times on different dates. So in that time, we have to use we have to create the foreign keys for that table. So before creating the foreign keys, we have to create subtables, product and orders. So I will create the product table. Create table. So what is that? Product table. So what are the attributes for product? So product ID. So I will take PID. I'm using the int var data type and the product name. So varchar. So I will give length 30. Next, what is the product price? So I'm taking decimal. In previous classes, we have used that double data type. So here I'm using the decimal. So it will take up to 10 numbers and it will take decimal values too. Suppose 1 rupee means 1.00. It will take, suppose if I am giving 3, so it will take 3 decimal values after the point. So here, this is the product table. I am creating the product table. So one error. What is that? So create table product. Here I have to give the parenthesis. So the table inside the another table is called subtables. So next, what is that? Order table. I am creating the order table. So here I have created. So order 1. I will give order 1. So what are the attributes? Order ID and order date. So order date. So it will take date data type to store the dates. So we have created product and order. Next, third table, we have to create third table to maintain these subtables. Sorry, here I have not added that primary key. So if we are using foreign key, we need primary key. So here I forgot that. So I'm adding. So alter table name. What is the table name? Teacher 1. So, sorry, not teacher one, product. So product. So I'm adding the foreign key. I'm adding the primary key. So primary key for product ID. I'm adding the primary key for product one. So next, what is that? And also I'm adding primary key to order ID. So order one and add primary key to what is that? Order ID. So I'm adding because I forgot to establish that constraints. So next, what is that? Third table. So it will act as a bridge table to relate the product and order tables. So order product. Order one, product. So what are the columns? So product ID means int. It will refer to the product and order tables. Next, what is that? Order ID. Next, what is that? So I will take the quantity. I will take quantity. Quantity. So quantity in the form of numbers, right? You have to give the int data type. So foreign key. So we need to create the foreign key to refer both tables, product and order. So I am creating the foreign key. So here foreign key references to the orders ID. Foreign key of what is that? PID references to the products of product ID. So the action will happen multiple times, right? We have to use the foreign key. In that cases, we have to use foreign key. Product of product ID. So next, what is that? So foreign key of order ID references to order of order ID. Order one of order ID. So just execute the query. So here we have one error. So check that one. So product of product ID and foreign key order of order ID. What is that? Quantity int. So we have, this is the create, not alter. So create, we are creating the table, right? Not altering the table. So here we have 0 errors. We have created 3 tables. So we need to insert the values into the table. So insert into what is our first one? Product. So product of what are the columns? Column names, product ID, name, and what is that? Product price. Then you have to insert the values. So product, I will take 1, and P name, what is that? Something I will take laptop product, and 25,000. Next, what is that? I'm entering only 2 values. So mouse, I will take mouse. So it has a 50 something. So just execute the query. So I'm inserting only product and order. So here we have one error. Just give the comma. So 0 errors. Next, what is that? So insert into. So I'm inserting the values into the order table. So order 1. And what are the columns? Order ID and order date. So next, what we have to do? Insert values. So order ID, I will take 101, and order date, I will take something. So this is the order date. So I'm only entering only one value. So next, what is that? So insert into. It refers to the primary keys of product 1 and order 1, right? So order 1 and product. So order 1 product. I am inserting the values into that. So PID and order ID. Next, what is that? So quantity. I am inserting the values. So product ID. So I will take 1 and order ID. So 101, and quantity I will take 5. So here I am inserting only one value. So here we have 0 errors. So how can we use the so here we have one example. Select product ID, product name, order, product quantity from. So what are the purpose of the subtables? We have to store the table inside the another table. So how can we that? I'm using the joins. I'm using joins. So what is that? Select. So I have created 3 tables: product and order, order 1, product. So here I have created foreign key to refer to the product table, product of product ID. So next, what is the select? So I will take product dot PID. So next, what is that? So product dot P name. So and order 1 product, I will take 1 column quantity. So order 1 dot product. So not dot. This is the underscore. Our table order product dot quantity. So quantity. So I will take 3. Next, what we have to do? So I will join from order product. So order 1 product. Next, I want to join. So join. What is that? Product. So we have to match with the IDs. product dot PID equals to, so order product dot PID. So next I am taking where condition. So it will display the quantity. So where condition from order 1 product dot order ID. Order ID equals to something 10. We have given 101, right? So it will display the quantity of these tables. So one error, class order 1 product. So where we have so this is the correct. Sorry. Here we have to give the one order product. Just execute the query. So product, we have given the wrong name, product. So here product. Just execute the query. So it will display the quantities. So here the PID and PName quantity. So it will display the quantity. So who is record having, sorry, which record having quantity 5. So we have given the quantity 5 in the order product table. So here we have used to where keyword to display that. So in this way you have to use the joins to combine to store the subtables. Subtables. When the action happens multiple times, we need to create the foreign key for the tables, foreign key for foreign key references to the primary key. So in that case, you have to use these subtables and joins. So today's topic joins, and we will discuss tomorrow about remaining topics. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.